Good morning,
I've been
guys.
feeding Hammy the farmer's dog for 2 years. All of his beef, turkey, and chicken recipes are slow cooked, made with.
There we go. All right. Whew. All right, so it's Friday. It's March 1st. It's Venus's day. All right, I'm looking at the transits right now. We have the sun at 11 degrees of Pisces. We've got Jupiter at 11 degrees of Pisces. This energy is going to be a sextile, all right, between water and earth elements. And then we also have Mercury at 13 degrees and Mars at 13 degrees. Mars is in Aquarius, Mercury is in Pisces. This makes this energy a semi-sextile. All right, so within 30 degrees from each other, these guys are working out very well together as well. All right, so we got water and we also have air. Technically, they're not in opposition, all right, meaning the elements are not in opposition. So let's see. Semi-sextile energy, I was just reading it out. All right, this aspect occurs when planets or other astrological points are 30 degrees from each other. When this aspect occurs, the celestial bodies involved are in neighboring signs, which means there is a potential for friendly connection. At the same time, this can be also a real disaster if they don't want to work together. When you spot a semi-sextile, consider how the different energies can be integrated for maximum potential. All right, so Mercury in Pisces, it's at its detriment. All right, and Mars in Aquarius's energy is technically not a very nice angle either, because it can be like harsh, I don't want to say harsh communication. All right, it could be really rebellious. All right, so the sextile energy, this major aspect occurs when planets or points are 60 degrees apart. A sextile indicates harmony, cooperation, and friendly vibes. For instance, the sign Pisces is sextile to Taurus. So if someone has Mercury in Taurus and Mars is in Pisces on their chart, this sextile aspect would indicate that those planets are working together in a pleasant, mutual, stress-free relationship. All right, so at this time we have where Mercury is in Pisces, okay, and we have Jupiter that is in Taurus. All right, sorry, no, I'm looking at the sun in Pisces and Jupiter in Taurus. That's the sextile energy. So that's what that says. All right, guys. Let's see what the Astro Dice wants to talk about today. Gemini in the 6th house. Sun, Moon, Rising, Capricorn with Venus's energy here. All right, Gemini can involve communication, transportation, local community. It can speak about day-to-day routine with 6th house being here, health, hard work. It can speak about siblings. It can speak about pets. I don't know, but Venus is here. All right, so Venus in Virgo can speak about, it's almost like a love affair type of thing from work. All right. Gemini's energy obviously can involve communication, but it also involves studies. All right, so hard work here. Hard work is being called for something that you absolutely love to do. This could be something creative. This could be within a partnership, whatever that is for you. I don't know. All right. Okay, don't choke. I haven't been in the mood. I'm going to do my hair today, guys. Whatever. Okay. I'm going to start off with the spirit animal deck. Give it a good shuffle. So, what's the message here? Alright, what is the message here? I'm seeing Mercury. Alright, both Gemini and the 6th house are here, so that's going to be Virgo and Gemini's energy, both the ruling signs, or the signs that both are ruled by Mercury. And Venus is here. Alright. So pertaining to 2 personal planets, this is affecting the way that we communicate with each other, right? The way we love each other. Trust in divine detours, number 16. Interesting. Coyote spirit. Do you find that you are being led on a strange detour in your life right now? Does it seem that what appears to be the next right action and the right choice, best situation, or fabulous relationship unexpectedly turns into the opposite, or just disappears into thin air as if you've been tricked? Coyote spirit's trickster energy is designed to bring you into situations to teach you lessons you have. Come on now. There we go. All right, that you have forgotten to learn. Perhaps you have or you need a taste of failure before you experience success, a need to feel disappointment before you can truly appreciate the joy, love, and prosperity that is coming up for you. Perhaps you are revisiting a pattern you forgot wasn't in alignment with the life that you are intending to co-create. Being reminded that gratitude, not complacency, will keep you awake and aware of all that is available to you in this moment. Coyote spirit reminds you to laugh about the unexpected twists, to develop humility and gratitude while releasing your attachments to the form of your desires. Even when you suddenly find yourself on a detour, wondering when will you get back on track to manifesting what you desire, remember that spirit has a plan that wants the best for you. Trust in divine order now. Coyote spirit is a divine helper. No matter what seems to go astray, things are exactly as they are supposed to be. That's interesting. Speaking of trickster, Mercury is the trickster planet. So this can involve where you see specific issues happening, again, around siblings. This could be around your local community. This can be when it comes to transportation. This can be where communication may be a little bit off, right? I don't know. Let me just take a look real quick, because I did put together for 2024 for every sign specifically on what transits were going to be happening in what sign. So again, this is Sun, Moon, Rising, Capricorn energy. Let me just pull it up real quick. March is a big month for everybody, and it's because of where all this stuff is happening, all the retrogrades that are coming up within Pisces energy. We have Saturn going retrograde this year. Neptune obviously goes retrograde every year. We have all personal planets crossing over into Pisces energy. That happens every year. Well, technically, yes, it does. Mercury this year will start its retrograde phase when it comes into Aries. All right, so obviously we're going to be in pre-shadow period pretty soon. That's my whole point. That's what I'm trying to get at. Where am I? Capricorn. All right, Cap. So Pisces would be your 3rd house of communication. All right. New moon happens on March 10th. All right. And then in opposition to March, we will be seeing the full moon eclipse in Pisces, which is going to be the first period of, the nodes. Well, before the nodes switch into Pisces and Virgo, this is going to be the first eclipse that we see happening this year. All right. Full moon lunar eclipse in Pisces happening on September 17th of 2024. All right. So this one is a harvest moon, and it speaks about intuitive and psychic abilities being heightened. All right. So the Saturn retrograde phase for Pisces energy is going to be happening pre-shadow period on March 23rd. So this is a big month. A lot is going to be happening. We have the full moon lunar eclipse coming up in Libra on March 25th. All right. Let me see here. That happened already. All right. So Neptune in Pisces is going to be semi-squared over to Jupiter in Taurus on the 3rd, which is in the next 2 days. All right. So being that these 2 planetary aspects fall within 2 different elements and modalities, mutable water and fixed earth at 45 degrees, it means that they don't favor each other. All right. So there's going to be some sort of irritation and friction when it comes to like self-criticizing with communication and what you want to do pertaining to like a hobby, right? Because Taurus's energy is all about like a hobby. Well, not a hobby, but the 5th house energy pertaining to specifically for you, Capricorn. All right. Let's see. So Neptune's pre-shadow period is going to be happening on March 11th, which March 11th is when Venus moves into Pisces. All right, and it will meet there with Mercury in Pisces, the Sun in Pisces, Saturn and Neptune in Pisces. So a stellium of planets happening there. All right, what else do we have going on this month? That's about it for now with Pisces energy, but I feel this is the most important because it's speaking about communication. All right, so Gemini in the 6th house, I feel we're going to have to be a little bit more analytical, more efficient when it comes to the way that we start communicating. All right, so whatever's happening right now pertaining to a specific detour, I'm seeing number 16, it's giving me the Tower card. All right, the Tower comes before you shine, the Star card. All right, just trust in the divine detour. Whatever's supposed to go through and change for you will change. All right, and that's what retrogrades are all about. All right, I'll read it out to you and what it means. Let's see if I can find it. All right, so we got lunar eclipse coming up. I'll read that out for you guys. All right, here's the pre-shadow retrograde period. I'll read that out. And let's speak about the planets that are going to be going retrograde as well. Let's do Neptune and Saturn. All right, that are in Pisces at this time. And obviously, I won't speak about Mercury just yet because it's not going to go retrograde up until we hit Aries season. All right, so the lunar eclipse that's happening here. A lunar eclipse is when the sun, moon, and earth are in alignment. It says, with the earth between the sun and the moon, this only happens on a full moon when the sun and moon oppose each other. Energetically, this is like a mega full moon. It is associated with major world events and can bring up a ton of emotions. A lunar eclipse is the perfect time to do some personal reflection and let go of anything holding you back. So when we speak about the energy that this full moon is going to be happening in, Libra's energy is all about relationships, partnerships, contracts. All right, this can be in love, platonic, all right, friendships, whatever, however you want to look at it. All right, so that's lunar eclipse happening on the 25th. All right, so Neptune's energy. Neptune represents inspiration, dreams, and illusions. Dreams can become reality when Neptune is present, but only if we are honest with ourselves. Neptune can lead us to delude ourselves, and if our goals are not reasonable or clear, we may stumble or falter while trying to transform our ideas into reality. Neptune is also associated with escapism, drugs, and alcohol, and will tunnel vision and delusion. With tunnel vision and delusion when it comes to matters of love. All right, so being that the lunar eclipse that's happening this month is going to be a completion, full moons bring completions, right? We're going to be speaking about love, relationships, all right? So Neptune pertaining to relationships and love as well, all right? It is the last sign of the zodiac. It has a lot to do with endings as well and loss, all right? So just take hold of that. Saturn's energy is obviously all about discipline, but it says Saturn is often considered the father of the cosmos, an austere paternal figure. It's associated with discipline and responsibility as it teaches us hard lessons and pushes us toward the right path, whether we like it or not. Saturn helps us learn from previous mistakes as we embark on future projects, encouraging us toward our destiny. Saturn is also associated with our personal karmas, holding us accountable for our past decisions and helping us learn from them. All right, so Saturn in Pisces right now. Saturn will be moving into Aries, I believe, in 2025. Okay. Pre-shadow retrograde period. All right. So the pre-shadow phase of the retrograde occurs in days leading up to the actual retrograde. In this cycle, you may feel the build-up to the actual retrograde prior to the station date, meaning it will station, going into retrograde. All right. When the planet appears to be stopped before beginning its retrograde. This phase provides major clues and can already feel as though the planet itself is in retrograde. For example, the pre-shadow phase of a Venus retrograde could have you find an object or remember an ex in some way. During the actual retrograde cycle, they might make an appearance in your life. All right. So if Neptune is going retrograde and it's pertaining to, let's say, love, all right, and you are not with the person that you want to be with, and you have in this mind where you have in your mind, right, in your subconscious, where you are dreaming about this person or thinking about this person and you want to manifest this person back, that can be where Neptune energy is saying, here, there's a review here. And you could either choose to accept what's happening, all right, and reach out to that person, or you can choose to go into escapism and just go drugs, alcohol, and say, I don't want to think about this. I want to find a way to get away from this energy. Why am I thinking about this person? That type of thing, all right? So Saturn in Pisces with this retrograde phase, have you been disciplining yourself when it comes to utilizing your imagination, being creative? All right. Or are you not on the right path? I feel if there's more discipline that needs to be set into place here so that you are on the right path for your, future destiny, then that takes place as well. All right. And because I feel this lunar eclipse at the end of the month is coming up, it's where we saw back in October 14th of 2023, the new moon solar eclipse that happened in Libra. It's basically a reflection of that. All right, what changes were you making? What new relationships were you trying to come back into contact with? Are these people the right people for your path? If not, that will come to completion. All right, so that's what it's all about. Again, trust in divine detours. So this is giving me if there's a detour coming up pertaining to any of the retrograde phases that are happening this year. So Venus doesn't go retrograde this year, as when last year Venus went retrograde in Leo, which is interesting because it was my 7th house energy, which is all about Libra. It's all about love, right? This year Venus doesn't go retrograde, but Mars goes retrograde, which didn't go retrograde last year. All right, so there's every 2 years we have Venus and Mars go retrograde. All right. So this has to do with like your passion, your desires, your sex drive. What are you taking action on? That type of thing. And then on Venus's side, here we are with love, relationship, harmony, artistic things and being crafty and that type of stuff. All right. So that's that. I'll just put these back later when I get a chance. I feel like that's going to be important. All right. So something pertaining to communication. That's what I see here. What was on the bottom of the deck? Miracles are endless with the cow spirit. All right, that's interesting. Here we have number 15 and 16. So that's got to mean something. Here's the energy of the devil. Here we have in the major arcana the tower. And then the star card comes up, which is number 17. All right. So this can speak about Capricorn's energy. This can speak about Scorpio's energy. This can either be Saturn and or Pluto or Mars energy. All right. I'll leave those two together. I won't read out cow spirit. I don't feel it's necessary. But that's what I have here. All right. Oh, get in there. All right. Let's see where the moon is today. I believe it's still in Scorpio. Yeah, it's still in Scorpio, guys. All right, so still an emotional, difficult time. Obviously, there's still where transformation is being called for. Sexuality is heightened right now. You have jealousy type of energy happening. All right. And again, we're still in the waning moon phase, so things could be ending for certain people. All right, pertaining to where the moon energy is happening in your chart. All right, so Capricorn, for you, this is going to be in your 11th house, which is Aquarius' house. Pluto, which is the ruling planet, to where the moon is right now, is in your 11th house. So this could have to do with collaborations and that type of thing. That's what I'm getting. All right, so last quarter moon is coming up. All right, on March 3rd. This is going to be at 13 degrees of Sag. All right, last quarter moon speaks about, again, things coming to completions. Anything that needs to be adjusted in your life, that's happening. All right. Just taking a look at what's serving you and what's not serving you and releasing that. And again, we have Jupiter semi-square Neptune on that day. All right. So, I mean, hey. Semi-squares are not full squares where it causes lots of tension, but there is going to be where you are being called to look at something and deal with it rather than not deal with it. All right, so this is going to be in Pisces. Currently, Capricorn, for you, the 3rd house, and Taurus's energy is going to be in your 5th. Okay, so communication, and if you do something creative, if you're meant to be a public speaker in some way, all right, out in the open, self-expressing, and just putting your things out there creatively, then there can be a slight tension to that. All right. What else do we have going on? Let's look at the other transits happening today. All right, so I already explained the sun sextiled over to Jupiter. All right. I already explained Mercury being semi-sextiled over to Mars. So we also have Venus that is in Aquarius sextile over to Chiron in Aries. All right. Whereas where the moon is causing tension today, discord, all right, disharmony. We've got the moon in Scorpio squared over to Mars as well as in Venus. All right, because the moon is in Scorpio and we have Mars and Venus in Aquarius. All right, 2 fixed signs. Fixed energy is very stubborn, by the way. All right, and then we have in conjunctions, which is a quincunx over to the North Node in Chiron. All right, in opposition to Taurus's energy where we have Uranus and Jupiter. All right, the opposition is confrontation. All right, but we have a quintile when it comes to Pluto's energy. See what I'm saying? So where the moon is right now, if you use your emotional state in a creative way, where it's helping you transform the energy, Pluto's energy is of transformation, all right, regeneration, then I feel like this will work well for you. Okay? And again, we're moving into that last quarter moon in Sag, which is going to be happening here on the 3rd. Which on that day, there's also a lot of squares with where Venus and Mars, all right, are squaring over to Jupiter and Uranus. All right, we have the moon in Sag that's going to be squaring over to all of the energy that's over in Pisces. All right, so it's going to be where fixed energy is being squared and mutable energies are being squared. All right, whereas where the North Node and Chiron is, there's going to be trines happening. All right, with fire energy, and that's going to be Sagittarius. All right, guys, let's get started with the Moonology card. What am I pulling? Manifestation or Original Oracle? Let's do the Original Oracle. What is being called out here? So the 3rd is on Sunday. All right, Sunday, things are illuminated, right? Sundays are like church days for people. I mean, it's supposed to be a very relaxing day, right? But I see lots of tension over this weekend. I don't like that. And today's energy again for the 1st of March, right, with the moon being in Scorp, it's almost like this quincunx energy and all of this square. I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like it. All right, let's see what we got. I wanted to point out something as well. We've got, I'm looking at like the dice here with Gemini in the 6th house. And in the 6th house right now, we have the asteroid Juno, which is the asteroid of marriage and partnerships. And we also have Lilith there. Let me look up Lilith real quick. I don't normally use that asteroid too much. And I know it's about like desire. It's supposed to be like the feminine Mars, where it's like really sexual and like, you know, that type of thing. Where is it? Here's Juno. Where's Lilith? Oh, I guess, okay, here we go. I was going to say, I guess it's not there. Let me read these guys out real quick. All right, so Juno, it says, in Roman mythology, Juno is the devoted wife of Jupiter, Zeus in Greek mythology, and the queen of the universe. In astrology, this asteroid represents intimate relationships, marriage, commitment, and partnerships, along with all the complexities that come with interpersonal relationships, including jealousy and infidelity. Look to Juno in your chart to see which zodiac sign it's transforming for clues on whom you should be with and the attributes you might look for in a strong relationship. So that could be significant as well with Juno. Is Juno still retrograde? I think it is. It doesn't go direct until April 21st. And it's there currently with asteroid Lilith. Let me read it out. According to ancient Jewish mythology, Lilith was Adam's first wife before Eve. Lilith eventually chooses exile because she is unwilling to be subservient to her husband. Represented as a sexually free female demon of the night, she is often I can't say that word. In traditional text, it says asteroid Lilith represents sexual liberation, standing up to power, and feminine rage. All right, so this has a lot to do with the energy being reviewed at this time. You see what I'm saying? Like, Juno's been retrograde for a while now. When did it go to retrograde? Juno went retrograde on January 12th. All right. So pertaining to specifically where this is in your chart, Capricorn, Virgo's energy would be in the 9th, I believe. Yeah. So in your 9th house of higher learning, spirituality, and foreign travel. So what this is basically saying to me is Virgo's energy is, again, it speaks about hard work, right? It speaks about being efficient, especially if you are going deep into trying to learn about something of higher knowledge, especially of spirituality. Virgin Mary, right? Virgo's energy. So whatever this partnership is, you could be experiencing some sort of like transforming energy when it comes to your intimate relationships. And maybe you're not having sex at this time. That type of energy is what I'm getting. All right. And if you feel that you're in the wrong connection with someone that is not to your liking, all right, you could actually be a little bit more open as well. All right. Experiencing and trying to discover and being adventurous when it comes to a partnership and who you actually coincide well with. All right. So maybe you want to experience more of a, if you're a female, then, we all have feminine energies though, right? So you could be wanting to experience different relationships to see who works well for you. Okay. I don't know. It's weird. Sagittarius's energy is very adventurous. It wants to explore, right? So with Juno being there for you, with the asteroid Lilith being there as well. All right. And then we have the full moon lunar eclipse coming up in Libra. Libra is your 10th house of career, public image, reputation. All right. So I feel like this all can come into effect when it comes to, it doesn't just necessarily have to be a romantic relationship. This could be a partnership that you are with pertaining to someone regarding work. You know what I mean? That type of deal. All right. But when I'm seeing vegan, I said it. When I see Venus in Virgo, I'm thinking of some sort of love affair type of thing from somebody at work. All right, Capricorn. So just be careful with that energy. I don't know, guys. That's what I got. Let's see what comes out of Moonology here. I don't know why I needed to pull that, but I was thinking about like that astro being significant with why they're both together and the full moon lunar eclipse coming up in Libra. All right. And Libra being all about like relationships, love, marriage, partnerships, that type of thing. Okay. North Node's here. Step out of your comfort zone. All right. So that North Node energy happening. Holy moly. Being in conjunct today. So again, disharmony. All right. Discord. And Aries for you, Capricorn, is going to be your 4th house. Okay. You're very close to achieving your goal with the gibbous moon. All right, the gibbous moon has already happened. All right. Whatever you're working on here, I feel like let's come out with first quarter moon. See what I'm saying? I feel like you've already been tested with this. So if you're still in the energy of a comfort zone, you need to go towards your destiny. It says you're very close to achieving something here. With first quarter moon, your commitments are being tested. And then we have the new moon in Aries. It's time to take action. All right. So that new moon in Aries, I believe that one happens on, what date is that? Ooh, is it April? Yeah, April 8th. The solar eclipse happens in Aries. I feel like Spirit wants you to take action on something. All right. And again, Aries coming out with the North Node here. And that's where the North Node is right now. It has to do with something you need to start taking action on. Right. Like if you've already set your intention into something. And you know that you're close to achieving whatever this goal is for you. I feel like up until we hit this new moon solar eclipse, it's like your commitment continues to be tested, right? And it's saying that you need to trust in divine detours. So whatever is being re-looked at, whatever is a tower happening in your life right now, is for a reason. All right, when I see 16, I feel tower energy. All right, and the 15 here, again, with the energy of the devil, this can speak about, it says the miracles are endless. All right, so maybe if you feel an obsession about something, if you feel an attachment to something, devil's energy, it can be good or bad. Let's look at it in reality, right? It can be very toxic. But I just said with Pisces energy, you don't want to stick into something where you feel you need to a feeling of escape. You want to feel where you are finding love, creativity, and utilizing the imagination to bring that into reality, not to live in an illusion. All right. Let's pull soul journey on it. Failure down at the bottom of the deck. I understand that a mistake is only an opportunity to learn. As I split the deck, I find inner strength to face fear with confidence, with courage. All right. So if this is pertaining to a specific relationship, maybe you feel that things, need to change. If it's a career, maybe you feel you need to go on a different path. If you don't explore something, you won't know if it's for you. All right. So trusting divine detours. All right. If it comes to a long-term partnership or a relationship that requires intimacy, maybe you want to explore before you go ahead and get married, right? Like that type of thing. Like things can happen in miraculous ways. All right, so doubt, it says, I release the need to know all the answers. You can't predict the future because, obviously everything changes once you base your decision on something. It can be where the divine wanted you to go one way and you chose to go the other way, right? And then adjustments are happening. So that's necessary. Empathy. All right, I am open to seeing both sides of a situation. All right, so I feel that the way the divine works with us is you make your own decisions, right? We all have free will here. And just make sure you're looking at both sides of a situation and how it's going to affect not just you, but the people around you, especially when it comes to long-term relationships. There could be where things are ending, all right, when it comes to places that you've been working at for many years and how you built connections with people around you. Or say if it's a relationship and there's kids involved, right? It can affect the children or, anything. This can be like long-term businesses that have been, moving forward together, where they decide to go their own way, where they've been in partnership for years, and how that's going to affect the overall business and the reputation of that business and how they've been working together and building a community of people together. That's what I'm trying to say. All right. So if you are persevering towards going towards something here with, it says you are close to achieving your goal and your commitments are being tested, you need to continue to persevere. All right. It says, I know I can do whatever I set my mind to. All right, so not letting barriers or difficulties or, complexities when it comes to differences, right, change the way that you are taking action towards something. All right, so, and it's time to take action with the new moon in Aries. Let's get one on that. All right, indecision. I use my intuition in all aspects of life. All right, so not just basing your decisions on being one-sided. You need to be able to see both sides of a specific situation. All right, and when it comes to Aries energy, it wants you to just be full-blown and take action. All right, but you need to be able to move with the energy of your intuition. I feel like coming out of Pisces season, that's what we're working on right now, is learning how to focus in on working with our emotions before we start pushing forward, rather just moving forward logically. Okay, that's what I want to say. What was on the bottom there? Relationships. I am attracted to those people who serve my higher good. All right, so it has a lot to do with partnerships and relationships right now. All right, let's pull some tarot. What do I want to pull? Excuse them. The sounds in the background, guys. All right, I'll just go with Everyday Witch Tarot deck. Let me give it a good shuffle. When I tune into YouTube and I see a bunch of videos come on and they're like, this person's coming towards you, or, I'm a reader too. I feel the energy and it's heavy. It's really heavy. And I feel it's because of, again, all the pre-shadow period that's coming up. We're starting to feel, you know, all the changes that are going to be happening here. All right. Everybody's being pushed towards their destiny, and Aries energy is all about self first. All right. So a lot of people are solely focusing on self and where they want, you know, their future, or what they want their future to look like. All right. And this happens in different ways for everybody. Again, we have 12 zodiac signs. Everybody embodies every zodiac sign. What was that? See, Page of Cups. It's all about being creative. All right. Not being afraid to emotionally get yourself involved in something new. All right. Stepping out of your comfort zone. North Node energy. All right. Exploring what your emotions are, I feel, with the Page of Cups. All right. And again, it says doubt, not needing to know all the answers. It's almost like needing to take a leap of faith emotionally, and not so much focusing on logically what things are supposed to look like, because you need to be open to change. All right. It says empathy. I am seeing both sides of a situation, and you're very close to achieving your goal with the Gibbous Moon. Death card. All right. So again, a transformation is happening. And here we are, more water element. All right. So death. It's Scorpio's energy. Here's Pluto. Pluto is in Aquarius. You see what I'm saying? So it's almost like here we have Pluto creating transformation in Aquarius's house, where everything is so intellectual, right? Everything is more innovative. Everything is more independent. Everything is just more weird, I feel. All right. So be open to not just working with your emotional side, but also making logical decisions, I feel. And again, make sure that you are, how do I say? I just said it earlier. I mean, make sure that you are taking into consideration all of the changes that are happening, or the changes that that could be taking place pertaining to, you know, again, if it's career, if it's you coming out of a different partnership here, if it's involving children, that type of thing. All right. A transformation is a big thing. All right. Even if this is within yourself. All right. Learn how to take your time going forward and not pushing yourself. All right. If you know you need to take action on something, continue to take action, but don't push yourself into overdrive where you are going to, you know, rear off course because you're making yourself overtired or that type of thing. Like, all right. Know that you can do whatever you set your mind to, though. Perseverance. All right. 5 of Swords is what came out. All right. So again, don't try to win at all costs. I feel like that's where you're being tested. You need to continue to persevere, but not push yourself to an extreme where you're forcing yourself to do something. It needs to bring you a specific happiness in your life. All right. See what I'm saying? 10 of Pentacles. It's going to be something that's long term. You need to make sure it makes you happy in whatever it is that you do. My hair looks fucking insane. Yeah, I got to do my hair today. All right, so the need to take action is here. And again, utilizing your intuition in all aspects of life. Let's see. See? 8 of Swords. You can't hold yourself back, though. Don't be indecisive. And don't be afraid of experiencing change, heartbreak, loss, all right? Separation even. Guys, I was separated from my family for damn near 9 months. And that shit broke me. But I was strong through the whole thing. Like, I was still around, but it felt different. Like, and I felt like I needed to experience that. I needed to experience that. All right? It made me love even harder, I feel. Ace of Cups. Be a little bit more overprotective with my children. Like, even though I was already like that, but still. I'm just saying. All right? Whoa. Well, that's weird. I'm not even going to say what that was. 8 of Swords energy is Jupiter and Gemini. And that's a true transit coming up this year. Happening on May 25th of 2024. Specifically for you, Capricorn. Woo! What is that? Gemini energy. Is that your 11th house? No, I'm tripping. Okay, that is going to be... Oh, your 6th house. Hello. Duh. All right, so Jupiter and Gemini is happening in your 6th house of health and hard work. All right. Wow. Let's see what's happening there. So in Gemini season, Mercury is going to be out of bounds. Interesting. Out of bounds meaning things are going to be looking a little bit out of control. All right, over the top. Like basically you're going to see yourself acting out of character when it comes in between your 6th and your 7th house. Because within Gemini and Cancer's energy, Mercury will be out of bounds. Mercury has to do with communication. All right. Pluto will still be in Aquarius at that time. It doesn't retrograde back into Capricorn's energy, which is your sign, up until September 1st. All right. And Mercury during that time, again, is going to be in the energy of Cancer, Gemini and Cancer. All right. Let's see. Mercury enters Gemini on June 3rd. And check this out. Mercury enters Cancer on June 17th. Look how fast it's moving there. You see what I'm saying? So it's like an overactive, like, where things are going to be picking up pertaining to what you do for work. Okay? I feel like you need to start taking action on something. And if you're indecisive, utilize your intuition. It doesn't matter what decision you make. You're meant to go down a certain path. If you, I don't want to say if you choose the wrong path, because that's not it. There's an experience to everything. All right? Even if you feel like you're at a crossroads, but no matter which way you take, it's going to be significant to a specific relationship for you. Capricorn, your opposing energy is Cancer. So it's going to fall within your 6th and your 7th houses of health and hard work and relationships, partnerships, contracts. You get what I'm trying to say? This is the energy. But Jupiter will be there. Jupiter's coming out of your 5th house. So if you've been working on something that is creative, that is a hobby, if it involves you working with children, if it's something that makes you happy, it's moving now into your 6th and 7th houses. This is why your commitment right now is being tested. Don't try to win at all costs. If it's something that brings you where conflict is involved in your mind, it's like, no. You need to persevere with what makes you happy. I know I can do whatever I set my mind to. You see what I'm trying to say? That's the energy. I hope I'm explaining this the right way. I feel like I am, but hey. All right, so with the first quarter moon being here, last quarter moon in Sag, new moon Pisces, first quarter moon will be in Gemini in your 6th house. You see what I'm saying? Your commitments are being tested, and this is what's coming up. And Venus's energy is where we're looking at right now. Venus is in Aquarius with Pluto right now, with Mars. All right, so I hope this is making sense. I want a little bit more on that 8 of Swords, though. Because as much as I'm explaining it, it's like I feel June, from now to June, is going to be so big. Because we're looking at mutable energy. We're looking at where your sign is the only sign this year that is getting 2 full moons. All right, so there's a heavy emphasis on self, number 1. The new moon happened on the 111 portal. All right, so that's big deal already. Talking about you needing to be in alignment with who you are. All right, and then come June 21st and July 21st, there's going to be a big emphasis on what's happening right now. Pisces is your 3rd house, so communication is being illuminated like crazy this year for you. All right, before Pluto steps back in your 1st house for the very last time for the next 20, I don't want to say for the next 20 years, it's going to be for the rest of your lifetime. It doesn't move back again. It moves forward and ingresses into the next sign. All right. So when it comes to what you do creatively, your finances, your self-esteem, your confidence, the way that you communicate, the way that you're presenting yourself out to the world, what you do as a hobby, what you find happiness in, how you're putting hard work into what you do, how you're focusing in on your health, the relationships that you have around. I mean, how else could this be explaining everything? It's a transformation happening. There's a death to who you are and a rebirth to who you are. Pluto came out of your sign, moved into Aquarius. North Node is speaking about the first house. It's in Aries. The very first house is the house of self, appearance, how you present yourself out into the world. All right. Trust in the detours that are happening right now. The miracles are on this here. Whichever way you take. All right. I don't know. But I'm seeing a sword in this death card. I've got the Five of Swords here, which is the energy of Venus and Aquarius being very significant. All right. So Venus being in your second house. And then we have the Eight of Swords speaking about Jupiter and Gemini, which actually came out here. Gemini in the sixth house is speaking about health and hard work. All right. It's crazy. Eight of Swords. Jupiter and Gemini is at his detriment, by the way. Just wanted to point that out. Oh my goodness. What? Okay, let me just say this. Jupiter right now is in Taurus. Taurus is your fifth house. It opposes the energy of the 11th house. All right, so that's where Scorpio is. Being that Scorpio moon today, by the way, is there. Okay. Here we have the star card. It's Aquarius's energy. This speaks about your second house. All right, your finances, where you're meant to be the star. I just said I seen number 15, number 16. All right, this is where you're meant to be. You're meant to be at the star. All right. Eight of Swords can speak about self-entrapment. All right. It can speak about you needing to take the blindfold off. All right. And see the reality of a situation. Don't try to hide. Don't try to escape. There's no reason. All right. I feel like you have the ability to co-create with spirit. Obviously, as above, so below. With the star card. All right. It's almost like the star is the energy of the magician. You can look at it that way. All right. If you're really tapped in, especially to spirituality. All right, this can be you having a direct connection to the conscious universe. All right, and right now, having all this subconscious energy, you're meant to really tune into the energy of your emotional state. All right, so don't be indecisive. Utilize your intuition in all aspects of your life. 8 swords, that's a lot of damn swords. Okay, but the 8 swords represents Gemini's energy. All right, and that's your 6th house. So what is it that you really want to do for work? What makes you happy? That's what you're focusing on right now. And what I was trying to get at with Jupiter being in Taurus right now for the past, 5 to 7 years, I think. Uranus has been in Taurus, which is the ruling planet to Aquarius. Let me take a look because I like facts. All right. Let's see. Pluto, Uranus. Okay, so yeah, Uranus changes zodiac signs approximately every 7 years. Uranus has been in Taurus for a while now. I want to say maybe since like 2017, 2018 maybe. All right, because it's going to be changing in 2025. All right, but Jupiter, what is it? Changes every year and a half. All right, so Jupiter has been there since what? 2022? I want to say maybe. Yeah. 2022, 2023, whatever. There's been there's an expansion of what makes you happy. A creative project. It's children has been, a focus. And now it's going to be moving into hard work. All right. And I feel that's where you're meant to focus here. And again, if you've been dealing with the conflict, all right, mentally, it's because you are having a transformation. You're having a major change in your life. And that major change is making you shine. All right. Pluto has come out of your sign, moved into Aquarius. This is where you shine. Second house energy. This could be within your finances. All right. Something creative that you have already taken off with. This can be where, again, you are meant to help people gain confidence. All right. You've already gone through this. Pluto was in your sign for 20 something years, whatever. You've gone through this already. You know what this is. You know what it feels like. All right. So I feel like you are ruled by Saturn. You're meant to, you know, show people how disciplined you are and how it's possible to change, right? And be more responsible, that type of thing. Okay. All right, Five of Swords. Look at this. You see what I'm saying? Five of Swords, Five of Wands. Down at the bottom of the deck, the Tower. Wow. There's going to be a change to what you choose to associate yourself with when it comes to challenges in your life. As you know what it is that you can do whatever you set your mind to. All right. Your commitment is being tested because you've already gone through this mental challenge. You've already gone through the Tower. You've already experienced what it feels like to experience destruction in your life and to rebuild. And this is you choosing your battles wisely and not allowing people to come in and take you off your path. 5-5 is major change. It's major change. All right, Death card. What is this transformation all about for you? I'm done. I ain't even going to explain that. Page of Cups. Page of Cups. The Moon. Learning how to work slowly with your emotional state. All right. Knowing how to work with the energy of your intuition. Give me a second, guys. Come on, man. Go lay down. Nope, wrong way. Okay. Yeah. Go lay down. You just go. Yeah, the Moon. This is balance. Sun and the Moon. Balance. Okay. You've learned how to work with the energy of your intuition. Okay. Yeah, that's what I got. And there it is, Saturn and Taurus. You've planted your seed in something. Taurus is your 5th house. You've planted your seed already, and you've been waiting for this to grow. Don't allow yourself, when Saturn moves out of Pisces, your 3rd house of communication, and moves into Aries, which is your house of home. House from home is ruled by Cancer. It's the Moon's energy. It wants you to start utilizing your intuition. All right. I use my intuition in all aspects of life. When Saturn, your ruling planet, hits your 4th house, it will be in opposition to your 10th, your career, your public image, your reputation. All right. What is aspiring for you in life, your divine life purpose. All right. And you're going to be meeting there with the energy of the North Node. All right. Or where the North Node is now possibly moving out and moving into your 3rd house. All right. Of communication. Everything is lined up. The universe puts this into place for a specific reason. Something's going to take off for you. It has to do with communication. This is why you're being focused on the discipline right now when it comes to your communication. Something you're meant to do something pertaining to either technology, the media, communications. This can be online. This can be where you are doing some sort of movie. I don't know if you're writing a book. Who cares? Communication is going to be significant here. That's what I see. All right, let me pull you a crystal and I'm out of here. I feel like Capricorn, Aquarius, Pisces, this is big for you guys. Whether you see it right now or not, it's big. I mean, this is going to affect every sign in a different way. Let me not just call those guys out, but it is what it is. Crystal Spirit. Yeah, I gotta go. It's an hour. I feel like partnerships are really looked at right now for you guys. Do not. Alright, it says the miracles are endless. You can use communication for so many different things. Alright. Third house is the ruling of siblings. You could be starting a business with a sibling. Who knows? Alright. People are like creating podcasts every day and starting this and doing this with family. I mean, why not, right? Be comfortable in your skin and be who you are. Alright. But make sure you choose the right people that you're around, because it's going to be long term. Okay? It's going to be long term. I feel like your finances are going to be a big focus coming up within, you know, this year leading into next year. North Node moving into Pisces. It's going to be heading into the house of communication for you. It's going to be big. Alright. Recovering your sense of self here. Achieving self-mastery and your inner power with New Might Spirit. Alright. I'll read it out to you guys real quick. 38. 38 reduces to 11. It's an awakening you're having. Okay. It says, evidence of progress can seem elusive at times, but when New Might Spirit appears, it is a sign that you might be underestimating how far you have come. Our minds are conditioned to pay attention to the negative and overlooked all that is good in our lives, including the results of our efforts over time. You may not have received a big blue ribbon or parade in your honor, but the conscious universe acknowledges and celebrates all of your hard work mastering your fears. Make peace with the part of yourself that tells you that whatever you do, it will never be enough. You are developing mastery, and there will be times when you feel as if your progress is slow and inadequate. But you are called now to acknowledge that you have indeed persevered, learned much, and not giving up. Doing so will help you to stay the course rather than veer off track. What did I say? All right. Be gentle with yourself as you master the challenges you always seem to overcome somehow. You are getting better at this thing called life, at building healthy relationships and prosperity, and at knowing and loving yourself as much as the conscious universe does. Give yourself credit and keep practicing. We are all learning, and New Might Spirit is here to tell you that the conscious universe is watching you and is so very proud of you. All right. Crystal Spirit Meditation. You might feel scared carrying the vibration of the wise elder or the teacher. When we are ready, this stone will assist us in diving down into the very depths of ourself in order to unearth and reclaim the lost or buried parts of us. It encourages us to embrace and integrate the neglected pieces of who we are, step into our power, and once again know ourselves as the perfect beings we have always been. That's a great message, guys. I love that energy. It's very, very strong for you. And I feel like you have been through a lot, right? You've already experienced Saturn in your sign. All right. You've experienced Pluto go through your sign. So I feel you are very disciplined. All right. You've experienced a lot. You're still learning. All right. And believe it or not, you are way far ahead of us as well. All right. You are. I feel like Capricorn, Aquarius, and Pisces are going to be leading the pack here within the next couple years. And I feel that's amazing energy. I love you guys. I'm leaving the reading there.